Gaming Bolt presents Top 15 New Features that you may not know about Resident Evil 7.
We have a lot to talk about, so without wasting your time, let us begin right away.
It's not a reboot. Resident Evil 7 looks and sounds like a reboot. It's got new characters, has a new setting, and the gameplay is totally different. But in reality, it's still a mainline Resident Evil game, hence the big fat 7 at the end of the title. Members of Capcom were quick to point this fact out, even going so far as to say the events in this game take place after Resident Evil 6, confirming its canonical place in the timeline, if nothing else. The entire game will be set in first-person mode. I'm not sure how you wouldn't notice the new Resident Evil game is in first person, unless you haven't seen or heard anything about it yet, but yes, this new sequel will be set entirely in first person mode. Game director Kaoshi Nakanishi spoke with IGN after the E3 debut and said that this was a deliberate choice. It can be played in VR. Sure, playing the game in first person may be scary, but it also opens the door for a VR mode. Talk of VR has been going on for years, but we're finally almost there. With PlayStation VR on consoles and the Rift and Vive on PC, Capcom has decided to jump on the bandwagon and include an optional VR mode. If you want to, you can play the entirety of Resident Evil 7 in VR, but if it's as scary as they say it is, you might want to think twice about that. Herbs are confirmed to be in the game. With all the changes in this latest installment, you might be led to believe that series staples won't be returning, like herbs that replenish your health. However, those fears are unfounded, as Capcom has stated that herbs will be back in full force. They weren't available in the demo because there wasn't an opportunity for you to lose your health in the demo, you see? Don't expect a zombie fest. One thing Resident Evil has been doing lately is throwing an insane number of zombies at the player at once. However, as part of that re-focus on horror, the series will go back to having just a handful of zombies around at any given time. There are fewer of them, but they will be more vicious, and you'll have fewer ways to defend yourself. Expect traditional elements like combat, item management, and puzzles. Despite the numerous changes, don't expect the core experience of Resident Evil to be all that different. It may look more like Outlast or PT now, but the usual gameplay mechanics are still there. Combat wasn't in the demo, but that doesn't mean it won't be in the final game. Puzzles will also return, as well as item and ammo management. There will be a new protagonist. Not much is known about the new protagonist in Resident Evil 7, but we do know they're a new addition to the franchise. This new protagonist is an everyday kind of person, not used to the horrors of fighting zombies, and not some hardened soldier. No returning characters. In an attempt to revitalise the series, this new installment won't feature any of the game's cast of colourful characters. That means no Chris, Leon, Ada, or Jill. It remains to be seen who will take up master unlocking and almost sandwich being duties, but it's good to know the slate is being wiped clean for the sake of an all-new story. Brand new engine. After years of the same engine and same gameplay, Capcom will be using a new engine. The RE engine, built in-house, will be able to run the game in a smooth 60 frames per second with crisp visuals and some other marketing buzzwords. No QuickTime events. No one's really a fan of QTEs, and Capcom has taken that to heart. Finally, after pretty much every game incorporating these quick button mashes in some way, Resident Evil 7 will ditch them completely. A sense of mystery. A common gameplay element of modern horror games is some kind of audio log the player can collect. These serve as a great way to expand upon the backstory of the game. They'll be present in RE7 as well, though instead in the form of VHS tapes that you'll have to watch, not just listen to. It's a fun spin on the usually drab tapes, and having to sit still in one spot to watch them will likely add to the tension. Resident Evil 7 will let you fight back. We kind of covered this one already with the combat, but think about it, almost all first-person horror games these days are built around making the player run from danger. Here, that's not going to be the case, not for the whole game. You can run if you want, but if you're trapped in a corner, you'll have the chance to fight back. The final game won't be a hallway simulator. Again, the demo gave a bit of a false impression of the final product. You won't be aimlessly wandering around a house in a series of narrow corridors for the whole game. We're not entirely sure what other locations will be like, but Capcom have confirmed that the game won't be confined to the house or kitchen shown in the demo or gameplay trailers. Player choice. Resident Evil 7 won't be an entirely passive experience. Based on your decisions throughout the game, you'll unlock different story beats as well as different areas to explore. Some may experience more of the story than others depending on how they play. Like what was shown in the demo, you'll be able to find hidden clues and objects that can be used to access new areas, resulting in different scenarios. The game will stay true to the franchise. Despite all these changes, it's pretty clear that Capcom is at least trying to stay in line with previous Resident Evil games. The good ones anyway. It might not be Resident Evil 4, and it might take a lot of elements from popular first-person horror games right now, but it's got one thing no one else can lay claim to. It's a Resident Evil game.
We hope you've enjoyed this video, so please consider subscribing to our channel. We do original content, reviews, graphics comparison, and much more, and try to upload a video every day. Thank you very much for checking us out.